What's going on, guys? Your boy Herb G back at you again with another video. And today I want to talk to all those people who might have lost money in crypto, but especially those people who have money locked up in Celsius and that they can't get it out. Um, I've sat here and thought about things that I could say if, you know, if somebody was in front of me, because I don't have anybody personally that has any money in Celsius, and the money that I have tied up is not my life savings. But just a precursor, um, if you don't know, Celsius has frozen all members' accounts, any withdrawals, transfers, or swaps. So you can't do any of that on the Celsius network right now. And so I watched a webinar the other day through Simon Dixon, and he was accompanied by this guy named Rob. I will link all this information in the description box below so you can check it out. And Simon was saying that he's been receiving a lot of tweets, a lot of DMs, and a lot of messages online from people who have put all their life savings into a Celsius account. And he said it was heartbreaking. He said it was very hard to read, and even during a time like this for him, in which he's actually mourning the loss of his father, whom passed away, I believe, back in the middle of June or right at the beginning of June. So Simon was nice enough and sought the right moment to not come out of hiding, but to put himself back out there, because he was gone for a little bit. He was gone for at least 2 weeks where he didn't say anything. And he was just, mourning his father, mourning the passing of his father. And so he finally spoke up, and he wanted to let the people know that he was in support and that he knows what it's like to be in debt and have something blow up in your face. You know what I mean? And I thought that was very brave of him, and I thought that was very considerate of him, because in a time of mourning, that's your time. That you get a chance to be selfish. You have the right to be selfish in that moment. You know what I mean? So that's nobody's experience but yours. You know what I mean? You have a right to mourn, and for him to be able to take time out and speak to the community, I think that was very commendable, and that's why I follow him, and that's why I feel like you guys should too. But anyway, I just was thinking, it's been a day or two. I think I saw it yesterday or the day before, and I'm just like, I don't know the exact words that I would say to somebody who was like, hey, I just lost all my savings because the market crashed, and the money that is left over, I have no access to it because Celsius has frozen my accounts. I've just been thinking, like, it's so hard to say anything because, first off, I don't have that experience right now, fortunately for me. And second of all, I don't know anybody that's happened to. And so I don't technically know what that specific person is going through. But I will say something. I will say this. If I ever had if somebody were to call me up or email me, text me, get in contact with me and say, hey, my name is this. I lost all my savings in Celsius. What am I gonna do? And side note, I guess, if it's not really a side note, but Simon was saying that he was getting messages about people who was just willing to commit suicide versus telling their significant other versus versus anything else. And I was just like, that's it sounds bizarre at first, but then when you really think about it, it's really not that bizarre. I just sat here and I'm thinking, what can I say? So here it goes, right? Look, I know it doesn't seem like you can get yourself out of this, but you can. You got yourself into this. You can get yourself out of it. I know things seem grim right now, and I know it doesn't seem like you can survive. But you have to see the light at the end of the tunnel, because you're still here, you're still alive, you're still healthy. Hopefully, you're still healthy. You might not be all the way in your right mind, because, depression is a bitch, man. Depression is a bitch. I've been there, and, mental health is a real thing. And I wish people, I'm happy that more businesses and more corporations, at least from my perspective, are more involved when it comes to mental health. You know what I mean? Especially the military and at the national level and the federal level, obviously. But I see more and more commercials. I see more and more things on social media. I see more and more movements. I see more and more groups advocating for mental health, whether that be for anybody, whether that be for the Ukrainian war. Before that, it was the people who were trying to get out of I can't think of that country's name right now, but there was people that were hanging on to the wings of a plane to get out of that country, and they were being overtaken. I can't think of the country right now. I'm sorry, but they were really into. There were a lot of people talking about mental health, and I think that's a great thing. So, with that, I just want to say the power is within you. You know what I mean? You sought after something that you thought would be a great thing, and obviously it was a great thing at that moment, but it kind of went south, and I get that. But you can turn this around. I'm not going to say that I've ever been suicidal, but I will say that I did consider suicide at one time in my life. But before that, before I get into that, I will say that I did hit rock bottom before as well. And so, as much as I didn't want to, as prideful as I felt, I had to go back to my parents' house. You know what I mean? This was way before I got into crypto. This is way before I knew who I was. And, I was following my dreams, and it didn't work out as much as I thought it would. Or as, you know what I mean? So I ran out of money, and I had to swallow my pride, and I had to ask for help. So that's one thing that I will say. For the first thing that you should do is just to ask for help. I know some people don't have family, some people don't have friends and stuff like that, but there's still programs out there that you can be able to take advantage of if you just ask for help. That's number one. Number two, if you have family and friends, please lean on them. I know, like myself, like I said, I do not like relying on anybody. I do not like, even if it's my family, my friends. I'm not going to say I was brought up that way, but I was brought up to have my own, to stand on my own 2 feet, to have my head on right. So I will say that, the independence factor is very important in my life. So I get it. If that's where you're at right now and you're like, man, forget that. I'm not trying to let nobody know. I'm not trying to tell nobody. But that's not the way to be. That's not the way you can't afford to be that way in this moment. And in your darkest moments is who you really is how you find out who you really are, and who is really down for you and who is really in your corner. That's when you find out the real people who are backing you, who really love you and who care about you. You know what I mean? So please lean on your family and friends. Tell somebody, because what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna say 9 times out of 10, but you never know that they might know somebody else who could help you. They might know something who could help you, some type of program, some type of just financial help, that you might not even think about, that they're like, oh no, don't worry, man, I got this thing that I do, or there's this thing that we have, or I just heard about this thing that where if you sign up, you get financial help this way and this things like that. Because there's things out there, guys, that we really don't pay attention to, or we don't know about until we find out. And guess how we find out? Stuff like this, YouTube, looking on the internet, and especially the number one, I believe the number one sale, the number one marketing strategy is word of mouth. And I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to talk sales right now. I'm just saying the number one way of communication of information is word of mouth. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I know it does. So yeah, you just never know what, somebody else knows, what your friend may know, what your sister may know, your brother, your cousin, your mom, your dad, your aunt. You never know, because we're all living our lives, and we all have different perspectives on things. So somebody might see something and be like, oh, that's not really for me. I'm not really trying to get into that. But they're going to remember that, especially if somebody brings it up, or if somebody reminds them of that specific thing. They're like, oh snap, wait a minute, you could do this, because I just saw that online. I just saw this, a flyer. I just went to the farmer's market and I saw this and that. Word of mouth is very, very powerful. Word of mouth is very, very powerful, guys. So I would urge you to talk to somebody about your problems. Talk to somebody about what happened, and seek help. And because there's some financial solutions out there. I promise you there is. And lastly, guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, you got yourself into this, unfortunately, but fortunately, you can get yourself out. Don't write yourself off. Don't write yourself off. You're more powerful than you think. So I know you can do whatever you set your mind to. You can do whatever you set your mind to. So I know you can get yourself out of the situation. Just take it day by day and make a plan. Make a plan and surround yourself with as much supportive people as possible. Even if they're not people, surround yourself with as much supportive things that you can. That includes like things that make you happy, like books, video games, posters, magazines, food. Don't indulge in the food, but you know what I mean? You don't want to get too depressed where, you're what is it called? Binge eating. You don't want to go too far down that road, because then that leads to health problems and things like that, things of that nature. But I just want to stress to you to surround yourself with things that support you. People that support you specifically, but if you don't have any people around you that support you, think of things that made you happy one time. Go sit in your car. If you just got a new car, or you love your car that much, think about your car, a necklace, a charm bracelet, the 7 chakras. I mean, this is just chakras just to keep balance. You know what I mean? Things of sentiment, just a coin, a lucky coin, a bicycle. You know what I mean? A piece of paper, a mail of good news, a paycheck, a letter of good news, somebody that sent you a letter, um, you know, the grand opening of something, you know, the time that you went to the Bitcoin conference, or the time that you went to the Anime Expo, or the times that you went to this specific concert, the tickets to a Michael Jackson concert, your favorite artist, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Dua Lipa, Meg Thee Stallion, the baby. I mean, I'm just saying random stuff, but I just need you to see that. Think of things that make you happy. That way that you can start there and build on that. Thinking of your situation is not going to change anything. So in order to get out of that, in order to not stay there, you want to make a plan to start getting out of it. You want to make a plan to move forward. And what's the best way to move forward than having confidence? And what's the best way of having confidence is to be secure within yourself. And what's the best way to be secure within yourself is to be happy of who you are. So what's the best way of being happy of who you are is to surround your things that make you happy and do things that make you happy. Do things that make you happy as well. Sing, dance, drag race, go watch a movie. I mean, not drag race. Hold on. Hold on. If you could do it legally in a controlled environment, do that if you have to. Play a video game. Like I said, go eat, but do it, what's the word? Do it, efficiently or carefully. Eat carefully. Have your favorite ice cream, your favorite candy, your favorite food. Cook for yourself. Go work out. Set a goal, like accomplish a goal, that you was always thinking about, or, just be happy. Just try your best to be happy. And that's one way that you can start. That's one area where in your life that you can start to build on, and that you can start to get yourself out of the sticky situation that you're in. So dwelling on it's not really gonna do much for you. I don't even know if it'll do anything at all for you, but all it can do is, do what you gotta do. Cry, scream, punch, hopefully nobody. Do what you have to do to get over it, and then learn from it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, guys. And just real quickly, this video is going on longer than I thought. It's always going on longer than I thought. But yeah, I did consider once, for a night or two, about suicide, because I really felt that death has to be better than life. Death has to be better than what I was going through, because you don't feel anything. There's nothing going on after death. You know what I mean? To a certain extent, from what we know, depending on what you believe. I'm not saying that nothing happens after life, after death, because I believe it really does. I believe your life actually starts after death, but that's just my belief. I'm not talking about any, I don't want to get into that right now and everything. That's not what this video is about. But and it was over a girl too. You know how it is. it's, you don't think that you would ever be without that person. So you don't ever think of a life without that person. So when that actually happens, it's just very, very heartbreaking. It's worse. It's like it breaks you as a person. It's like you have to literally put the pieces back together. And I've never said this before. I've always thought it, and I've always thought that I would say this, I don't know, sometime during an interview of my life or whatever. I don't know, whatever. But depression, it feels like somebody is stabbing you wherever it is, especially in the heart, but sometimes it's somewhere else, whatever. But when you're taking the knife out, it feels like that person they put it right back in. And that's how you feel every single day, every single moment of the day. And that's what drives suicide. And so that's why I understand where you're at. I can't tell you that I literally know what you're going through because I never, tried it. I never attempted to kill myself, but I did think about it once. You know what I mean? So because, like I said, that depression, it really drives you mad. It really hurts. It really, really hurts. And it's like there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's just like it just keeps happening over and over every single day. It's like anything you try, nothing works. And, you keep getting reminded every time you wake up. You're reminded of it. You know what I mean? And I've been there. I've been there. So trust me, I know what it feels to be depressed. Not gonna say suicidal, but depressed. Really depressed to the point of suicide. But I made it out. Obviously I'm still here. That was over a year ago. But, just I know you can do it. I know you can get past this time. I know you can get past these moments in your life because I did it. And I'm not saying because I did it, but I just know that there's a better purpose. There's a better ending to your story than just killing yourself for money. I'm not degrading you. I'm not saying that, that that's a stupid way to go. I'm not saying that. Your feelings are valid. The way you feel is the way you feel, and I can't say that you shouldn't feel that way, because you should. You are who you are. So if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But to end it all because you lost it all, it's not really that you lost it all. I just want you to know that, like, you didn't lose it all because you're still here. I want that to make sense. Like, if, you know what I mean? Like, if you lost it all, that means that you lost everything that you would perish. You would kind of die. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be bedridden or in a coma. That's kind of losing it all. And there's no cure or no way to bring you back. You know what I mean? And you're not at that point. You're not in a coma. You're not in a hospital bed. Your life is not threatened. There's nobody with a gun to your head. There's nobody looking for you. There's no bounty on your head. You're not a fugitive. You're not you know what I mean? You're not MIA. So you still have a heart. You still have a fortress. You still have a body. You still have a temple. You still have yourself. You still have your health. You still have, you know what I'm saying, the people around you, hopefully. You know what I mean? But you still have power within you. You know what I'm saying? And you still have your energy. And you're still you. You just gotta bring yourself out. You just gotta lift yourself up. You just have to breathe. You just have to breathe. And keep breathing every day to retrain yourself, like, hey, I'm here, it's okay, I got this, we got this, we're gonna make it, we're gonna make it. All right, guys. So don't give up. Don't give up. I know it's easy for people to say that and stuff, but honestly, don't give up. It's well worth the fight. Your life is well worth the fight. You're still vibrating at a high frequency. You're still vibrating at a high frequency. You still have a vibration. As long as your heart's beating, you still have a vibration. Okay? And because that's what the world is made up of. If you're still vibrating, if you're still here, you didn't lose everything because you still have yourself. All right, guys. So, and for the record, I'm sorry that this happened to you. Sorry that your money is locked up. Sorry that you can't gain access to money and you might have lost all your life savings. Sorry that this happened to you, but I promise we're gonna do all that we can. I know Celsius is gonna do all that they can, and everybody in the community, we're gonna band together and come up with a better plan so that this will never happen again, and that we will eventually be able to access our funds. I'm there with you. I'm right there with you. I can't access mine either, and so it's got a little frustrating for me as well, because I did want to do a couple things and add to my accounts, but now I'm not doing that anymore. Obviously, I'd rather not add to my account, and now might have to look other places to park my money and to park my crypto. But I still believe in Celsius. I still believe in that company. I still believe in our network. And so we're still in it, guys. We're still here. We're not going anywhere, and we're going to do our best to turn this thing around, because we're all in this together. I don't want to sound cliche, but you know, all the Celsius people, everybody who's put money into Celsius, we're all in it. We're all there. We can't get our money out, and we're trying to find the best option, the best way to fix this. And we will. I know we will. I know we will. The market will get better. Everything will turn itself around. Everything will correct itself. Just like how things usually go. That's pretty much how things happen. That's pretty much how it happens, how it goes. All right, guys. So just hang in there. Just hang in there. I know it's struggling. I know it's hard, but we got this. You got this. Just stick it out and don't give up. Don't give up, guys. All right. We're gonna take back our freedom, and we're gonna turn Celsius around. All right. With that being said, guys, I know this video was long, but I had to do it. If you're still watching, I appreciate it. I love you. If hopefully this really changed your mind about anything suicidal, I really hope this motivated somebody to keep going. I really hope this motivated somebody to change their perspective on their lives. I really hope this changed some people's minds on how they felt about the situation. And I really hope this, encourage somebody out there to stay positive, stay optimistic, and keep going. All right, use the power within you to change the things around you. All right, guys, so like, comment, subscribe. I love you. I mean, this is damn near 30-minute video, so if you're still here, I appreciate it. And tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know if anything. All right, guys. So I'll see y'all in the next video, guys. All right. And hey, we're still aiming towards the future, guys. All right, with this crypto and Bitcoin. Power to the people, money for the people. So let's make it a present. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later.